Hello everybody, welcome to Hawkeye Trader's presentation of MT4 Professional. MT4 Professional is being launched today, and we thank every one of you for coming to this class, to the official launch of what MT4 Professional is. Today's presentation is joined with us by Resilient Traders. Resilient Traders are the mastermind behind MT4 Professional. A team of engineers who have come together to program up a really awesome suite of tools I'd like to share with you guys today. If you have any questions or comments, over on the right-hand side of your GoToWebinar control panel is a question pane. Enter your question or comment there, and I'll be glad to enter them in the order that they're received. Also, I have Claudio and Francesco here to help answer questions as well. So if you have any specific questions related to the platform, its use, or any of the features, then we'll be glad to answer those. If I don't answer them on the air, we'll be more than glad to answer them in the questions pane on the right-hand side. It's good to see everybody here and to see all the familiar names and faces in the room. So that's awesome. I'm glad to see that you're here. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to cover today is how MT4 Professional came to be. I want to talk with you about what MT4 Professional is. I want to help you to understand the specific terms that are going to be needed in order for you as an MT4 user to understand the new concept and the philosophy behind MT4 Professional. I'm going to go through in detail the MT4 Pro features. I'm going to give you a full live demonstration of every single aspect of it. And I'm going to present a very special offer with bonuses at the end of this presentation before we get into our Q&A. All right, so let's get started here. MT4 Professional came about as an awesome product. The creators who put it together, Resilient Traders, saw that they had a product that was exceptionally well put together, well thought out. They made it for themselves because it was a trader's program, but they saw that it was a unique program that had a wide appeal. So they didn't really know how to market it as well as they knew how to make it. So they teamed up with a marketing group and formed the company Resilient Traders. As soon as I and Hawkeye Traders found out about this and noticed all the benefits that MT4 Professional had to offer to our existing suite of indicators, I was intrigued. And so I made an arrangement with Resilient to market and promote MT4 Professional brand to our existing MT4 client base. So you, all the people that I invited to this presentation are all Hawkeye users. We wanted to present this to Hawkeye database first to see how well received it was, and I wanted to show off just exactly how well it could be used for Hawkeye purposes. So that's why. So what is MT4 Professional? It is a customizable and functional platform extension for MT4. It includes automatic market scan technology. This is a short little picture of it right here. Trade management features where you can add new trades, you can list the trade history or current trades. You can pull up, monitor, or manage current active trades. You have a send order bar, which has custom risk parameters that automatically calculates risk reward values. You can enter your stop loss, take profit, or any other market condition based upon graphical interface. All right. Multi-timeframe workspace analysis, where you have a control panel that allows you to identify and select desktops, workspaces, scanners, symbol lists, all with a single click. All right. It also has a lot of other little features that come in with custom timeframes, one-click simple integration. Okay, if I click on the scanner with one click, it automatically updates all of my other charts, and lots more. Okay, so the terms. All right, MT4 Professional incorporates a bunch of features that MT4 users probably are not familiar with. Okay, the term fully customizable. Okay, this refers to MT4 Pro only. Okay, so there are no custom changes to MT4 itself. And I'm not talking about fully customizing MT4, but all the features of MT4 Pro can be customized to your specific needs and your rules. Okay, desktops. A desktop consists of a workspace, a scanner, and a symbol list. Okay, so the concept of a desktop is very similar to if you had another platform like TradeStation or multi-charts or eSignal. A desktop is a collection of charts that you have, and it also includes a scanner or a symbol list or something that you can use to manipulate those charts. So that's what a desktop is. Usually a desktop is assigned to a whole monitor. So you can fill up your whole monitor with a desktop. So if you have multiple desktops, you can assign those to multiple monitors. Workspace. A workspace is simply a collection of charts that are used within your desktop. Okay, that's all it is. A scanner is a multi-time frame color-coded display of the MT4 indicator outputs that you have used and are based upon your own rule sets. And I'll show you that in much more detail later, but just want to get you the concept of what the scanner refers to. And symbol list. A symbol list is nothing more than your MT4 watch list. It's just a list of symbols that are going to be used by the scanner in order to perform its calculations. It also serves as a link to all the charts, and it integrates the scanner and the workspaces within the desktop. MT4 feature summary. The MT4 Pro feature summary, it's fully customizable. All right, it enables accurate order entry using your own defined risk criteria. It enables complete and accurate trade management and trade history analysis. Gives you flexible integration. Gives you custom timeframes. It is fully cloud-based with backup and cloud-based storage. And it opens up and provides for the first time a completely professional traders network, a linked social network where you can interact with other traders within the MT4 user community exclusively, transferring and sharing things. And I'll get more into that in details also just a little bit later. First of all, instead of going through each one of these slides individually and just saying, oh, this is what fully customizable means and stuff, I'm going to use this as a guide. And then I'm going to go ahead and start showing my screens so that you'll be able to see MT4 Pro, and I'll be using this as a guide to show you what one-click switch between desktops means, or what time and price synchronization is, or what multi-time frame workspaces are. One-click symbol change. I'm going to show you all these on the chart, but I'm going to use this as a guide for myself to go through. Okay, well, let me do that real quick then. I'm going to go over and present my screen here. Awesome. All right, so in the heart, this is the MT4 Professional setup. It doesn't look a lot like MT4, but you can see there are some common things like the window border. You can see the chart window panes at the bottom. If you click on F11, then you can see that you're right back into the standard normal MT4 platform, okay? But what we're doing here is we have a framework that we have installed into this area that gives you full functional control. So when you have the rest of the MT4 out of the way, then you have full control of your desktop and screen space. Okay. So if you do need to go back and look at your navigator or your market watch, if you need to pull up your I'm sorry, what is that called? The terminal, or anything else, then you still have full access to any of that. All right. You can see that the screen has been truncated. So MT4 Professional has, again, single click redraw feature that allows you to redraw your features and fit the available space. Notice that the size of these windows are all different, but they all redraw in the exact same ratio as you originally had them. That is a unique feature, and it's such a time saver. I don't know if you've ever been able to see this or experience this, but if you have more than one chart open and they're not all the same size, and you try to arrange them after you try to get out of the screen or try to get more desk space, it is just a pain. Anytime that you change the screen magnification, you've got a lot of extra space everywhere. One click and you've got full control of your desktop. Okay, so let's go back to that. Fully customizable, what does that mean? Fully customizable means that you can establish a set of definitions that allows you to set up your desktop to be exactly the way that you like it. In this case, I've created a desktop name called Hawk Randy 1 that gives me 3 charts, multiple time frames, 5-minute, 15-minute, and a 30-minute, and it gives me all the indicators and setups that I have on the charts the way that I like it. Okay, the workspace definition gives me a workspace I've called also Hawk Randy 1, which gives me this layout. The desktop, however, defines the scanner and the symbol list that's going to be used for this setup. Now I can edit this desktop simply by clicking on this button right here. This allows me to see and edit the space. Where is that thing? I think I've got it hidden behind a window somewhere. There it is. All right, this gives me the definition in the background of my scanner, of my workspace. My workspace definition, I have a template assigned, I have a time period assigned. I can even assign a symbol list if I want to create a static chart that does not change if I click on a symbol. I can drag and drop this window any way that I like to scan it out, but once it's defined, then anytime I pull up this name, Hawk Randy 1, it will come up and be loaded exactly like this with these templates, with these time frames in this order. I can save it. I can do anything that I want to with it. I can add charts. I can switch it around. I can automatically arrange them if I wanted to. I can even apply notes. The really sweet thing about notes is that you can apply a note to a setup if you have specific differences between one or the other, and it'll allow you to see that. Okay. Time and price synchronization. Okay. MT4 Pro allows you to synchronize your charts. So my 5-minute chart now can be synchronized with my 15 and my 30-minute chart simply by dragging my line to the point of where I would have entered to see if alignment occurred on multiple time frames. This is also another really nice feature that before has not been available on MT4. You had to simply click and draw across each one of those. All right, so I can see alignment across multiple time frames and exactly know that, yes, that's a great place for me to take a short entry into this trade. All right. You can also do horizontal alignment. All right, so any screen can be set up to do a horizontal or vertical alignment, so I can see any price level that matches across all the other time frames. So when I see a base support coming across and I want to see what that looks like on all 3 time frames, I can also do that. I can simply turn it off or move it if I need to. One-click integration. It's very sweet. Automatic market scan technology using your strategies. This scanner, okay, incorporates all of the Hawkeye tool set. I've got the Hawkeye trend, I've got the Hawkeye volume, and I've got the Hawkeye heat map all integrated into a simple, easy to read display that shows me the trend of multiple time frames synchronously on a spreadsheet, just like you would on other advanced scanners. And this is all done right here within MT4 Pro. One-click symbol change for all charts. You can see right now I have the Pound Australian on all the charts. If I do one click on the Aussie CAD, then it's going to change the symbol on all 3 of the charts. Now, some of you might be freaking out right now thinking, oh no, I have 28 charts set up on my screen. Is that going to change all of my symbols because I have them all individually set up? Not at all. That's why on the workspace definition, all you have to do is assign a specific symbol to a chart. And if you click any of the symbol lists, it will not change the setup or the symbol on that specific chart. It makes it a static chart. Let me pull up a workspace here that I've done that to. I think this new one right here is a good place to start. This is one that I like to use because it has a double fat man on it. What I've done is that the fat man is set up so that it doesn't need to be redrawn. I can change the symbols on any of the other charts, but I don't want to redraw the fat man because it takes up a lot of resources. So what I've done is I've made these two static windows. So if you go to the workspace definition for this file, you can see that I've loaded in the Euro US dollar as the base symbol pair for these two charts, so that whenever I click on any other pair like the Australian US dollar, all the other charts update and redraw, but these two don't. And you can do that for any number of windows that you already have set up and configured. So you don't have to worry about any of that. So we've gone through all the synchronization information that's there, and I want to make sure that you understood that. Order entry. If you wanted to take and trade a specific instrument or setup, then all you have to do is just simply create an order. You can do that several different ways. From the chart that you're using, simply click on the chart. Any MT4 chart that you select, in the upper right hand corner will have a small box to identify the box that you are in. Okay, so in order to do that, you click on the new trade button. A new send order button will come up. Now, if you don't want to use this, that's perfectly fine. You can always click the buy sell button here if you wanted to. You could always go back into the normal MT4 environment and double click on the instrument that you're looking at trading. You know, if you wanted to come up with a trade order entry window. Everything is still fully accessible to you if that's the way that you like to trade with it. But I'm introducing to you some really unique concepts here that will help you to not have to be bound up by a lot of the older ways of doing things, but it really opens up a really new and innovative approach to trade and trading. So an entry button, the risk is basically allows you to define the amount of risk that you're willing to take. So I only want to take 0.05 risk on any one specific trade, and it's automatically going to calculate the number of contracts or the size of lots that I need in order to trade that based upon the risk value. And then once I establish my stop loss or take profit, it'll also automatically calculate the risk reward value here so that when I'm updating that. So if I were to set my stop loss value here, you can see a red line appears on the chart. All I have to do is just double click that red line and move it around, and you can see that my stop loss value changes as well. So if I'm going to be going long, I'm going to move my stop loss down here. If I have a take profit line, it'll appear as a green line. Okay, all I have to do is move that up to the point where I want to take profit. In this case, I'm going to be looking for at least a 2-to-1. So there's about a 2-to-1 right there. You can see it from this point right here, 2. While I'm risking 0.05, that should give me about 5 standard lots. The entry button is there in case you wanted to have a sell stop or buy stop. If you do not have an entry line that you want to hit, then it's going to automatically identify a buy market only. You can't click any of these other buttons because it's smart. It knows if you have a target above your the price and a stop below the price, it's only going to let you buy. Right now it's a buy at market. If I have an entry line, then it gives me an entry line, and then it enables my buy limit or my buy stop buttons. So any way that you want to exercise that, you can do that with this line. If you get rid of your entry line, then it just goes right back to a market button. I'm going to go ahead and execute this trade right now. And you can see that the automatic lines where I had placed my stop and my take profits are already in. So you can see where the stop loss take profit lines are, where my actual entry price is, and the trade is set up and monitored. Now, my trade's on. Trade execution is there. Everything goes fine. It's very clear. It's easy to understand. It's all based on risk criteria. Now, how do you manage this? You manage it just like you normally would. You can take and you can move these lines up or down. If you want to adjust your stop, so say that my stop needs to follow the Hawkeye stop, that's great. Here's my take profit. If I need to move it or if I need to move it down to get out of the trade, I can do that too. However, you can see that there are a couple of really nice buttons right up here. One's called a monitor button. The monitor button is a really sweet feature in that it will go out and it will search all of your charts. It will search everything that you've done, and any trade that you currently have open, it will clear out the workspace and it will show you right now exactly which chart that you had placed the trade on and the time frame that was placed on. It'll automatically pull that chart up and it'll display it with a time template that you already have defined ahead of time where that is. So it says, okay, this is your take profit, this is your stop loss, this is where the current price is, this is where your order was entered. So you can sit here and see that right now you're still well within your the noise of the open of the trade, and you're waiting for that to monitor. So you get a very static number of that trade as it's managed. Now this is just monitoring. So you're looking at that monitor. So if you look at the indicator list from that, you can see I have a trade monitoring indicator. I have my Hawkeye stop, trended stops, which is just an indicator for me to be able to identify the trade, and the tool set, which is always going to be part of any order window. The next feature I want to show you, instead of monitoring the trade, what if you wanted to manage the trade? That is just simply another one that's going to go out. It's going to give you a separate window for any open order that you have. Right now, I only have this one open order, but if I opened another order, I'll be able to do that. The only difference between that and this is that I have set this template up to be different. This template now has an EA running, and that EA follows the Hawkeye trend and stops exactly. So with these trend and stop on the screen, it's automatically going to change and update my stop according to the automatic trailing stop displayed on my Hawkeye software. Is that sweet or what? So you can see that this template has the same indicator list as the monitor template, the same values to monitor the thing and to find out where my stop and take profit are, but it also has an EA assigned to it as well. Okay, and that EA is made specifically for following the stop. All right, trade list. Trade list is a very cool window that shows you all of the trades that you have. So it's very much like the I can't remember the name of it right now in MT4 because I'm so used to these. It shows you exact information of your trade, the ID, the instrument that's traded, when it was opened, where it was opened, how much is at risk, how much is in profit, what margins required, and it tells you the template that was used, the workspace that was used, the time frame that that trade was actually taken on. Okay, so if you wanted to view that, then just one click from this chart right here, okay, takes you to the chart and shows you the actual buy price, the actual current price, and the parameters within the trade. And if you wanted to, if you enable it, then one click enables you to exit that trade if you just need to get out of it quick. So I disable that because I don't want to click on this button accidentally, but if it's enabled, I can click this button and the trade will exit and I'll be done with this trade. There's also a list history. Okay, a list history is just simply a chronicle list of all the trades that's taken, what you've done with those trades, when they were done. You click on that and it will sit there and bring you up a view of the specific trade that you had taken and which one it was taken on, what window it was traded on, and why it was traded. And if you wanted any notes specific to that, then you can click on the Notes button, and you have any specific notes that you have taken on any specific chart, then you can click on that specific note. You can modify that note, you can delete it, you can view it, whatever you want to do, it's available. So you can pull it to the chart. This is the chart that it was the note was placed on right there. See, so it's all integrated and modified for you. So what do you do with your screen once it's all been messed up like this and you've had all these watch lists and monitors and things like that on it? All you have to do is just redraw the workspace. Okay. and it automatically puts it right back where you started from. Looks like it canceled my trade for me. No, I'm on pound Aussie. There it is. I'm still in. All right. So I've gone through all that. When I refer to flexible integration, you can set these things up without any need for any programming skills. Okay, so what I'm able to do is I'm able to assign a time frame to my scanner based upon the time frames that I like. I can assign positions and locations of charts on my screen, and it can be done for any setup that I have. So this is a specific one that's looking at a 5, 15, and 30-minute time frame, but I have another scanner here that I have set up to be a 1, 5, and 15 minutes. So if I want to look more at a scalping time frame, well, I've got the same rule set, but I'm applying it to different time frames. There's one click, it goes through and starts calculating all of the information that I needed to assign to those. And it goes through and assigns those to the cells to show me the time relative to that. Those of you who are using the new Tomahawk software, then I've got a setup here where I've got all the Tomahawk tools set up to display. You can see that they work beautifully within the MT4 environment. It comes up just the way it was meant to come up and without any issues, without any problems. If there's a window that you want to expand, so you can see that the window is self-contained, but you're saying, well, I want to see what a full screen of that looks like. Well, just make it full screen. You still are not limited to the things that you want to do and how you want to do that. Okay, you just have to know that there are certain constraints on dealing with new technology. The new technology is bringing you to a new level where you can work with these MT4 tools, which are really sweet, but in a new and more innovative way. So you can assign these and set these up just the way that you like. If you want to apply any other template to this, so if you go through and you put a template on and say that you wanted to make this a separate template, okay, notice this isn't the same normal template that you would use. Okay, so oh, I forgot. What was the template I had on there before? Oh no, I think I just messed this up. Maybe if I made another template over here. Oh, that one's all different. Well, don't have to worry about it. MT4 usually remembers that. MT4 usually writes that over. It's really hard to recover from those types of mistakes. Not with MT4Professional. All you have to do is just simply redraw the workspace, and all of your settings are pulled from the cloud. They are saved and reinstituted here on the screen for you. So you don't have to worry about making a mistake. Everything comes back just the way you want it. And if you do make any changes like that and you like the way it turns out, all you have to do is just come over here, click on the Edit Workspace button, and simply save it as a brand new workspace. You can give it any name that you like, any setup that you like. You can even send it to your friends. So if I were to take and call this one Tomahawk, but I'm going to call it a Tomahawk 2, and I wanted to send that to somebody. Well, I happen to know a friend of mine named David right there, that I can send this information to him, and he would receive that information, and he doesn't have to sit there and set up this scanner. He doesn't have to set up this workspace configuration. He doesn't have to set up the templates, because all the templates associated with this workspace automatically get sent to him. So I can select David. I can say OK. And I can say, do I want to send that to him? I say yes. So all of that information will now be sent to David, and he will get an email and a message within the back end of MT4Professional that says, welcome to Randy Lindsay has sent you a workspace. Okay, how sweet is that? Yeah, so if you're working with anybody and or onboarding someone or even helping, you can say, oh, well, I've got that working here, let me share it with you, and boom, you can share it with them just like that. All right, so Let me go back in here, MT4 here. So you can see that if I'm here, I can set this to any time frame that I like as well. So I can very quickly shuffle through whatever time frames I'm working with. Okay, but all I have to do is redraw it to set it back up. If this is what I really like it to be, or click the redraw button here, and it also redraws from the most recent workspace that's there. This doesn't get any better than that. I've also set up another setting where, let's use this as an example. I have a very simple screen setup for using the MACD. Right? So if you're familiar with MT4 or MACD users, you like moving averages or MACDs, and you know the MACD comes out and gives you specific information. So how do you set up the scanner to work on specific information and rule sets? Okay, so let's go and look at the scanner rules and see how that's done. The scanner gives you the capability to identify multiple time frames, and you can select what those time frames are. Simple pull down list, and you just identify what time frame that you're working with. And you have value, a background, a foreground, a border, and a highlight. Within MT4Professional, all four of those colors and fields can be attributed to these. If you have an output that you need to see the numbers for, then you put the value here. If you have the background color like we have here, then you can assign a color rule to that background and have it displayed on the outside. The foreground is something that's going to be painted in the front of the color that you see here. The border is a small frame like you see right here. Okay, that's the border on that specific instrument. And the highlight is the very small center that you saw the volume on the dots earlier. So this is all within the MT4 platform. So you identify the MACD as the initial indicator. Right here, you pull it from the list of any other indicator that you have. So you pull up your indicator list. You can go to any other indicators that you have installed on your MT4 application. Okay, I just happen to chose MACD. Okay, and this is probably the hardest part of all of it. It's the index value, but it's really not that hard at all. The index value simply refers to the order that the output of the data gives you. So you can see right here, let me magnify that for you just to help you. The MACD gives you two outputs. The first one ends with the 164 and the second one ends with the 318. The first number that you see is referred to as index 0. The second number is index 1. If there were more, then it would be index 0, 1, 2, and so on. Okay. So if you have multiple index values, then if you want to refer to the numbers that are in there, then you just simply refer to it by that index number. So I want to get the indicator set up as an index 0. I simply call it in MACD IND. I can call this any name that I want. It does not matter what you name it. You can call it Old MacDonald if you want it to. But right here, MACD indicator refers to the first number index value that's returned from this indicator. Now, the color rule. The color rule uses that indicator value to make a determination of what color should this background be. All right, so I said that the background of this color should be red for any negative value. So if MACD ever is negative, I want it to be red because the maximum here has to be 0. So anything less than 0 has to be red. Also, MACD minimum number is 0, means any positive number. So if MACD is positive, I want it to be green. Simple. Negative, red, positive, green. So this display shows me every indication where the MACD is either positive or negative. And then I have that assigned, that MACD color rule, to the background color on all four of my time frames, 5, 15, 30, and H1. so that across the board it gives me, I can see that I have really strong MACD across the board on the Aussie yen and the New Zealand yen. So it looks like the yen's really starting to come up here on terms of strength, right? That's a really simple definition. There's another video in the members area that goes over this in more detail once you become a member. All right, so next, cloud storage. I mentioned that already, didn't I? Say that I have a new installation or my computer crashed. I hate that. Well, I have to download and install my MT4 platform again. Have I lost all of my setups and all my changes? No. All you have to do is just reconfigure MT4 in the members area, and all of your desktops, all of your workspaces, all of your scanners, all of your symbol lists, all of them come back instantly from the cloud. So how sweet is that? That's just really nice to be able to do that. If I'm going over to my friend's house or I'm going to vacation at my daughter's house, all I have to do is just set up MT4 on her computer, and everything that I had here at home now is available right there on her computers. That's just really sweet. Oh, and the Traders Network, I just showed you a little bit of that. When I sent David a copy of my workspace, that's part of the network. But the network is a lot more than that as well, because it includes the ability to share screenshots. And I haven't even told you about that yet, but you can take pictures on it from MT4 of any specific trade or historical trade that you've done. You can take a picture of it and you can share it on email, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any other social thing you have from your membership site. So in the members area, you have a place that stores all of your photographs. And when I say by source photographs, I mean by the snapshot here. So you click on snapshot, you can specifically say, I want a screenshot, I want all charts, I want a selected area. What specifically do I want to take a screenshot of? Okay, let me take a full screenshot, and I'm going to go ahead and make a selected area. I'm going to go ahead and select this area here. What happened? It went and did that anyway. Okay. So I have my snapshot here. I can zoom in, I can put in text, arrows, rectangles, ellipses. I can doctor this up any way that I like. Okay. And it tells me the background information for that, what instrument, what workspace, and the information that I had on that. The snapshot file name is automatically linked to the workspace name and instrument. I can add any tags I have defined. I have defined quite a few little tags here. This particular one is a MACD. I don't have any MACDs. Potential breakout, yes, I'll check that one, say I want it to be listed as a breakout. This is an Aussie CAD. I don't have Aussie on any of mine, and it's also not Hawkeye or so that's the only tag I'm going to apply to that one. And so when I click upload, I can give it any description and then upload that to the cloud. Automatically, it's going to be loaded in my cloud configuration. And when I go to my members area, all of my photographs will be there, and I can share those at any time to anybody that I like at any point. Can you have custom timeframes? Absolutely. Let me pull up my custom timeframe workspace. This is a local workspace using a 3, 6, and 12-minute chart. Just like that. Boom. Here's a 3-minute setup, a 6-minute, a 12-minute, and I have a 15-minute integrated in there of a fat man where I'm looking at these setups, and so I don't have to worry about that. The only constraint that we do have on setting up custom timeframes is that the scanner itself right now is limited only to MT4 timeframes. That's the only limitation I can tell you, but I know that our engineers are working on that in the background to be able to change and update that. So that's the one drawback that we do have. But other than that, you can assign these to any time frame increments that you like. There are no tick charts available, no. Just like MT4, this is the MT4 platform. MT4 does not allow you to have tick charts. MT4 Professional still it isn't going to be able to pull that out of MT4. It does a lot, but not quite that much. It would be nice, but it just won't do it. Exactly. You want to change a symbol by dragging it onto it, you can do that. Of course you can, but there's no need to, because within MT4Professional, all the symbols are linked via the symbol list. Okay? If at any time you need to go out of MT4Professional environment, and the environment is loaded as a profile within your profiles list. So I have a profile that's called test, and so I have my MT4Professional environment loaded in my test profile. So if I have another profile that I'm already using, I can go over to that profile anytime I want within my settings. So you can see I have that, and see, notice that I've changed the window size so that the size of space that I have available here is bigger. Okay, so, and you can see I have multiple sizes. So if I wanted to change these, I have to go in and drag and resize these manually. If I were to go up under window and try to reorder these, what a mess. Okay, it's just going to make them all the same size. It's going to reposition their order. It's just not real easy to do. That's the sweet thing about MT4Professional, is that it enables you one click to have all of your desktop space back. And see, I'm just so used to it. Where's my button? I'm just used to it already. I can't hardly function without it. It's really sweet. But if they're all still there, you can still use them any way that you normally do. There's no difference between the way that it's set up and how you use it, and the way it's set up and how you use it in MT4Professional. It works with any MT4 broker that you are using. I happen to have Oanda, but I've tested it and I'm using it on markets.com, on FXCM, on what was the other one? MetaTrader for London LCG, and so forth. So there's quite a few of them that I've tested on, and I know that the developers have tested it on a lot more as well. So once you initially launch MT4Professional, it will always come up with a blank screen. It'll give you the same configurations that you start with initially of the command line on the top. Okay, this is your control center, control panel, and this is your chart display area. Okay, so you can attach. If you click this button, then the control panel can be detached, okay, and made separate, so it gives you a whole lot more space. So if you want to resize it, move it around, you can. If you only want to just load a specific workspace that you're working on, okay, then you can load that up and just look at the setups there. You can move this to another monitor if you like, and then control everything from there. I'm going to load a Australian only symbol list. You can see I can change any symbol, any setup list based upon that, and everything configures itself based upon whatever I have configured for that. So just sweet setup. You can use it any way that you like. Say that I want to put this back on again. I'll have to just click attach, and it automatically attaches it back in and integrates it within the framework. So I think that about takes us to the bottom of this. All right, so I just want to give you guys one last information here. So you want to say, how can I get MT4Professional? All right. Does anybody here want to know how you can get MT4Professional? I think I might just hold it for myself. But no. Let me pop that up here. Let me get full screen. Special MT4 Professional launch offer. You can now get MT4 Professional at 50% off the normal subscription rate. And if you subscribe today, then I will also throw in a bonus template and trade management EA for the Hawkeye stops. So the same trade management software and the EA stops that I was showing you in the screen earlier, I will throw that in as a bonus for your subscription today. You get a 15-day risk-free trial, 100% money-back guarantee. If any time within the first 15 days you don't like MT4 Professional at all, just let us know and we'll refund your money right away. Okay. After the 15 days, you're locked in for the rest of the month, but you can always cancel at the end of the month, and you don't have to pay another penny after that. But once you stop the subscription, then the 50% lifetime guarantee goes away. So you can lock in 50% of the subscription price now, but once this offer goes away, the full subscription rate goes back into effect. So if you want to sign back up again, you can do that. The other advantage of that, and let me copy this and paste it into the screen here so you can click on that. Oh, that's not right. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It took me out of there, didn't it? I'll just leave it. I messed up, sorry. Let me type it in here. There you go. There's a link for you to click on, mt4professional.com/landing, if you didn't want to type it in yourself. Or you can simply go to mt4professional.com and if you want to find out more information about that. But if you want to get the specials, the bonus templates, all right, bonus includes the trade management templates that I showed. And let me pull this up and show you exactly what that is. All right, so if I had any open trades right now, which I don't think I do, but if I do, then I can click on Monitor. Oh, I do. I still have an open trade. Okay, the software included in this, okay, is the trade monitoring software. The full template that's used to set this up. So what the Trade Monitor does is it gives you the open order and the position tracking list. So it shows you where the actual stops are, where it has been moved to, and goes on from there. Okay, so that's included. I'd also, if you look at the Manage button, then you can see the EA that's used in order to move the stop automatically to the Hawkeye stop whenever the bar update occurs. Okay. So all that's included as a bonus. The templates, the monitor indicators, and the EA, all part of if you subscribe today. $47, well, that's all you need to get started. And you can see it works with whatever software that you've got. So now I'm going to look over at the questions pane, and if you have any questions, and I'll try to I'll get that out of the way. If you need it, again, just let me know, and I'll be glad to post it back into the questions pane. Actually, there was one question that talked about the server-side tying. Someone said, I think it was Mark, he said, do the orders, both working and field orders, reside on the server side, or is it tied to the PC? Okay, I think that was ordered. The answer for that was, but it's always going to be on the broker server so that you're not linked to that. So it's not, we don't change it within MT4 Pro. Just want to make sure you understood that. Keith wants to know if Tomahawk is a separate cost. Yes, it is. As far as Hawkeye is concerned, the Tomahawk software is a separate subscription that you will need to subscribe to get that software. But it is a different subscription rate to MT4 Professional. Hawkeye is not affiliated with MT4 Professional. They are totally separate companies. Hawkeye just loves what MT4Professional does for its software. So I say it from Hawkeye perspective that it adds a scanner, it adds a whole lot of capabilities to MT4 to make it a much more user feature set platform. And so I've just really, really liked it. And the more I use it, the more I've found that I just can't go without it. Initially, it took me a little while to get to learn the concepts, but once I learned it, it's making me so much more productive. I can put trades on, manage them so much easier, take them off. Everything is much, much easier and quicker for me to do. And I can share this stuff with my friends, so that's really good. You can apply this to a live account or to a demo account. It does not matter. The subscription that you choose, though, is going to be a function of how many accounts that you want to be running. So you can set that up and do that. Bruno asks if he could order tomorrow and still get the bonuses. Absolutely, because our launch is going on all weekend. So our special MT4 launch offer will be good all weekend long. So no worry. We're having another presentation tomorrow, also to make this offer. So if you missed today's presentation, you can always come live tomorrow as well. Can your Tomahawk software be combined or integrated with MT4 Pro? Absolutely, absolutely. Here, let me pull it up for you right now. I have a scanner here set up where I'm looking at a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute setup. I've got all of my Tomahawk charts set up. And here's my Tomahawk scanner. It's already showing me that the New Zealand is so weak, and look how strong the US dollar is. So if you're trading the New Zealand US dollar, look at that. Really nice setup coming on that New Zealand. You've got some strength in the euro and the Canadian. So if you're looking for pairs relative to this weakness here, then those are the pairs that you're going to be identifying. So the Tomahawk is set up as an optimized scalping utility to help you to understand how to look at scalping the Forex market in a totally different way. So MT4Professional just gives you a really sweet unified way of setting that up. What I like to do is I like to have two separate instances of MT4 running. One of them I have set up showing my Tomahawk scanner and my Tomahawk Fatman, and this is the workspace that I have that running on, this one right here. So I have just my Tomahawk scanner and I have my Fatman set up. This is a 1 minute, 3 minute, and 8 minute Fatman. Okay, it's currently displayed in our custom time frame setups. And I have a custom window here that I can go through and put any setup that I want over here on that based upon the setup. So if I want to look at the New Zealand US pairs, then I'll pull up my US only list, and then I will look at that New Zealand and see how well that does. And look at that. You get some really good acceleration coming off all that weakness versus that strength there. And of course, if you were sitting here watching this, you would have been set up and ready for that to come right in there to see that. So at any rate, you can use the Tomahawk Trader, or you can use the MT4 Trader. Either one gets you set up into the trade and out. Okay, fully integrated. The Tomahawk system is separate. It's not related to MT4Professional whatsoever. This is just used as a demonstration for you today. Today we are focused specifically on the MT4Professional environment and the framework associated with it. But if you want more information on Tomahawk, then just go to Hawkeye Trader's website and you'll find more there. How many platforms are you allowed? Well, if you set it up as a platform, it's based upon the account number. Okay, so Each subscription that you have is tied to the account number. So if you go to the MT4 landing page, and if you look at these actual subscriptions, then you can see that a single basic subscription gives you a single MT4 account. The Plus gives you 3 accounts. So if you have 3 separate accounts, you like to have a live account, you have a demo account, you want to set those up as separate instances, then you can do that. And it won't have any problem with that. 5 different accounts, or say that you're doing it as a family plan, so that uh, your wife trades, your brother and sister trade. Well, you can get this up as a family plan where you can have 5 different accounts set up and managed through the same account here, but at a greatly reduced price. And of course, if you're part of a big users group, then you can pool the resources there and either spread it out or even make a little money on the side if you're looking at renting this for 100 accounts where you can divvy up those accounts um, accordingly. That's basically like $5 an account. So that's the idea behind that. You can see we only have about 353 lifetime discounts left. So that means once these lifetime discounts are gone, the sell price goes, period. And the normal base prices go back up to the normal. If you lock in your current subscription rates now, you're locked in for life. And if you need to upgrade, so if you have one account, you want to upgrade to 3 account, then if you're part of the lifetime discount, you get the lifetime discount price on the upgrade even. So you upgrade, you keep the upgrade price. If you upgrade here, you keep the upgrade price. Right? But once you leave, then you have to go back in at the normal rates. It is a subscription, so you must have a subscription to the software in order to have that access and the use of it on a monthly basis. So Hootie wants to know if can you use the regular MT4 software on MT4Professional? Absolutely. Let me pull that up right now for you. I have one set up where I've got my full Hawkeye total package aligned and set up here. This is the Hawkeye standard package with the Roadkill. So I've got the Roadkill and Hawkeye standard set up there. Works beautifully. The real nice added feature to this is this scanner. This gives you the ability to look at the trend, the volume, and the heat map across multiple time frames. So you're looking at the exact same thing on the chart. Even with chart alignment, it's still not as nice as being able to see it on a spreadsheet format. And if you wanted to use multiple symbols, then just pull up a symbol list. I only have Forex on this platform, but if you trade futures, index futures, then or even equities, then you can have a separate symbol list for all of your equities, a separate symbol list for all of your futures, and they're all going to be just one click away, all right, from a setup. Pull them in, set them up, click, and you're ready to trade. Boom, just like that. As an existing MT4 Pro user, can you please send me the bonus package? Absolutely, David. I was going to do that for all of the existing users anyway, because everybody gets to participate in the launch, and you got in even early, so you're one of the smart ones. And anybody else, Richard, you too, John, you guys I'll send that right to you. Custom timeframes is so easy. All you have to do is click on the CTF button. You do that one time. Once you have MT4 Professional configured on your computer, click the custom timeframe button one time. It'll show you the specifics about setting up custom timeframes. And once it's configured one time, that's all you need. Then all you have to do is just set up all of your timeframes. You can move them to anything that you like. load up, save your settings, and it will always come back as a custom setup time frame. Okay, 3-minute, 6-minute, 12-minute, whatever time frame that you like. This one I just had set up already, but absolutely. So once you have it going, if you haven't clicked the CTF button the first time, just click it one time and then follow the instructions and set it up, and you'll be good to go. Deb wants to see the vertical line sync. Absolutely. See this line right here? It's a vertical line. Okay, if I double click this line, you can see that line is selected, and I can actually sit here and drag this line to any part of my chart, and the corresponding synchronization line goes to all the other charts that are currently set up and running. So there you have complete synchronization, not only with the current chart, but also on the multiple time frame charts as well. Yeah, isn't that nice? Before you had to middle mouse click and move this down. You had to look at the time. Okay, that was about 15:24. Then you had to go over to this chart, do it. Look at the time, 15:24. Okay, that looked about right. It was not easy. It wasn't real easy. All right, but all the features are still there. You can do whatever that you're used to doing on MT4 in MT4 Pro. It's just that it's never been available in MT4 before. So here you've got alignment, you've got scanners, you've got one-click functionality of desktops and workspaces, all full use of your whole desktop space. It just doesn't get any better than that. Redraw, refresh, it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think you will too. Tutorials, absolutely, in the members area. If you go over to the MT4 Professional membership area, then you will be able to see that. Okay. Oh, yes, I'll do that. Let me do that real quick. Let me switch over to my other desktop real quick. Okay, let me get that out of the way. This is, I have the exact same application running on a separate computer right now, so you can see that I have multiple instances of that. And so what I was doing earlier was when I have the open trade on, I was running the EA on the existing open trade, and it tracked it. And what it does, it automatically updated my stop based upon the Hawkeye stop. But on my other computer over there, you thought that it was updating it in the background. What it was really doing is I had it set up over here to monitor and to watch that while I was doing it on the other computer. So really, really nice way of setting it up. But we want to go through and show you a little bit about what the back end looks like. So if I were to go over to MT4Professional.com and sign in, okay, to my member area, then it will go ahead and log me into my membership site. I have 3 accounts set up. I have 2 of them, which I have on separate computers on one account, and I have a totally separate account set up on another one. So this shows me that I have 0 accounts remaining on my 3 account plan. Okay. If I need to download the software, it's located right here on the little blue bar on any site that you go to. Okay, documentation or anything, then right here, the download software is right there. The current software update version 1.11 is here. And if you need to see any release notes, and all the release notes are contained right there. Right now, the complete documentation is online. So you click on this documentation link so you can see that there is full documentation, including videos, and more videos will be added later on. This is a scanner configuration, how to install and configure, quick start guide, how to go through and install your software, what the members area is all about, what your MT4 accounts is, how it works, and so forth. And so you can go through and see all of the infrastructure made within MT4 Professional and how it's outlined, how the symbol lists are used, and so forth. It's all located there. But I wanted to show you one aspect of social sharing. So if I go over to my snapshots section, you can see, do you remember the snapshot that I took earlier? this is the area where that snapshot is kept. So you can see my snapshot comes up here. These are all the other snapshots that I've had. So I've got quite a few that are listed there. Here are all of my tags. So if I want to look at only the ones that I have listed as Tomahawk, then I will go over here and click on that, and only the Tomahawk listed pictures are going to come up on the screen here. And you can see I have a little share button here, so I can copy that and I can share this to anybody that I want to if I've made this available. See, right now it's set up as private, but I don't want it to be private. I want to share it. So I'm going to set this up and make it public. Now you can see it's set up as public, and my share link is now good. And anybody that makes comments about that chart or that graph then can be listed. So simply copy and paste it. I can go to either Facebook or Twitter, Pinterest, or wherever I like to tweet, and I can paste that link into that chart. And if I want to share my whole page, then boom, right here, my whole page is set up as public. So if I share this link with my friends, then my entire page that you see here can be shared with whoever I want to. Isn't that nice? And this is the little notification area. So you click on that to know if there's a general notification. There is a new scanner that I received. So someone sent me a scanner and I just got it. Okay, here's another notification. I got another scanner. I got a Fat Man. Announcements, new release. Okay, so new release came out. This is a link to download it. So here, this is the Resilient Traders talking to me, telling me what I need to do to keep my account going and how to upload it and to get it going. Right. If you ever need to configure for the first time, this is where you would go to in the little configuration panel, your settings. Your settings gives you the ability to go in and look at your profile, any security settings that you have. If you want to change your password, if you want to share with other people, you can assign yourself as being reachable or not, if you want to be private or no, and your API. The API gives you the specifics of any tokens that you've created on any instrument. So you create a token, you save it with your installation one time once it's installed, and you're good to go on whatever instrument that you've got. If you need more information about your subscription, then you just simply go to your subscription plan. I'm currently subscribed to the Plus plan. Okay, it's currently listed as a regular price of $194, but I have it on the discounted rate. So I'm not actually paying $194, but if I would, that's the current plan that I'm on. You can upgrade at any time, but if you are in a discount plan, the upgrade carries over to the next plan. Any payment methods that are associated with that, you can update them here. I've input my credit card information, but you can put in you can update that if you need to, or you can put in a coupon code and redeem that if you are able to sweet talk Resilient Traders and get them to share a nice discount coupon code with you. And any invoices that you can see in the past, you can see come up right here. And you have access to all of your invoices at any time and download them directly on the PDF. All of that is in your users area. Bruno, I'm not sure if it includes American Express or not. Claudio, I think you should be able to answer that. I'm not sure. It may not be part of the webinar, but can you show the scanner Fat Man? The scanner Fat Man, okay, the Fat Man, Hawkeye Fat Man, is a complex software tool. Okay, so it does not have direct outputs that you can read and input into the scanner. So you have to build a bridge. It's a very short piece of code that you write to bridge the software so that it provides an output you can read. And once you do that, it integrates into the scanner perfectly. But that's what the developers have done, is that they built a Fat Man bridge that enables us to integrate and use that within the scanner. I don't have it up to show you right now, but you can see that the MT4 Pro Fat Man is a bridge function that can be used to integrate the Fat Man into the MT4 Pro scanner. Bruno, I'll paste that here into the window for you again. Let me see if I can do that. It won't even let me do it. Okay. There. I just sent it into the chat box, Bruno, and I will also click it on your answer pane there. So that way you can see the link to go to the landing page to get your own copy going. Martin wants to know, if you start with the one user, one account plan and you upgrade to the 3, do you retain 50% discount? Absolutely. That's the advantage of getting in on this launch, is you get the 50% lifetime. And you can see on the counter, there's only a certain number of lifetime licenses available. Once you lock in, and you get yours, and you upgrade at any time you lock in that rate. And it won't go up at any time. Unless you cancel, of course. Once you cancel, then the discount also cancels. You're very welcome, Bruno. David, the V-line is one of the best features of MT4 Pro. Oh, that's nice. Thanks. I think there are other better features personally, but it is nice, isn't it? You're absolutely right about that, though. It's a really nice feature. I need to redraw that because it's kind of scrunched off there, isn't it? Set up. Looks like the 5-minute, the 3-minute came in right there. The 6-minute already was in trend. See that? Initially came in, came back out, and went down. So there was your realignment. There's your double dot sell signal right there. Everything aligned right at that point. You're short and good to go on that. Do I have my ATR? I sure do. So at this point, then you just simply apply your ATR levels at that point. You've got your stop level pull in here. You've got your 3, 5, or 7 to 1 risk rewards. If you need to come back in and recalculate it on the new one, it looks like the ATRs have gone way down at this point. So it's there. So everything works sweet. It works perfectly just as described. So the link to the subscription, I can post it one more time. It's over in the chat window, Martin, but I'll give it to you one more time here in the chat window, and I'll type it in here. And I will also pull it up here on the page right there. MT4Professional.com/landing. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen, aren't I? I hate it when I do that.
No, di nuovo.
There. Thank you. Okay. You guys are very, very gracious. Thank you. But Mark, I appreciate you letting me know that. Annette, it's great to see you. Can you use other custom MT4 indicators and EAs? Absolutely. You're not limited on any of the code that you have running on MT4 to use within MT4 Pro. The professional features that MT4 Pro gives to MT4 platform does not change MT4 at all. MT4 is still MT4. It's just this is a framework that runs on top of MT4 that gives it a whole lot of other features that it really needs. But now that you have it, you're going to fall in love with it and be able to use it. That's right. If you need to expand a screen, just double click on that to expand it back up again in this particular case. Use it, abuse it any way that you like, and then put it back the way it is. Can you put the scanner to any criteria you like specifically? Moving averages are complex. There's right now you have to have a very small bridge to do that, because you can't put the output of a moving average into the scanner directly. But if you have a bridge that takes the output and makes it scalable, then you can. Thanks, Annette. Appreciate that. Can you show how to set up bespoke timeframes? I'm not sure what that is, Imad. I'm sorry. How do you manage the trade with the risk percentage? Okay, I'll go back up. All right. Let me see if I can pull up a regular setting here. I'll go back to my normal 3-screen setup. I'm looking at a 5-minute, 15, 30-minute. The Aussie CAD, is it going back in? This is really a bad time to be trading, especially if you're looking at taking trades. New trades this time of day is just not recommended, but I'll show you exactly how I do it, and you can set that up any way that you like. So if I'm looking back at the new trade, let me turn this vertical line off for now. Then I pull my new trade order up, then you can see that on this window I'm looking at trade entries. It's currently short, it's bouncing back up, it might continue. I think it has a good way to go down and retrace back down. So if I'm looking at the Aussie CAD as potential entry, then I can set a buy or stop limit in. My risk here is the value that you put in that calculates the amount of risk that you're willing to take on the trade. It establishes it as a stop. Okay, so the risk is going to be set up as a percent of your trading account. So if I'm going to be looking at 0.05 or 5% of that trading account, then I set that up there. If I set that up as a 1%, okay, if I have a very large account, then I can set that up as a 0.05. Okay, so whatever size trade that you want to risk, this is the amount of stop that's going to be calculated in order to give you the number of contracts or lot sizes that will be applied to that. Once that's done, you have to have a stop loss. You always have to have a stop loss regardless. You don't have to have an entry, you don't have to have a take profit, but you have to have a minimum, a stop loss set in order to take this. And if your stop is going to be higher than the price, then it will enable all of these sell prices. So I'm going to put it right there at the Hawkeye stop. Then all of my sell market now are enabled. None of my buy markets are enabled. So it's a smart setup. I have it set to go there. Do I want to put in a take profit point? I can. I don't have to, but I can. And I can always put it in later if I wanted to. I could pull up the limbles, or I could pull this back up and establish a brand new trade and put that into the market as well. Okay. Can you please forward to the bonus? Okay. The bonus offer, I will include the trade management templates, the trade monitoring indicator, and the trade manager EA. And those will be sent to you separately in an email later this evening. Everyone who purchases today, we will send that out to you later on. If you click on the monitor button, any open trade will be listed as a trade management. So if you look at the templates that are in your MT4 system, then you can see that I have a template that's called Trade Monitoring. When I click the Monitor button, it's going to load a chart and it's going to apply the Trade Monitoring template, and anything that I have assigned to that template will be assigned to this chart. This template, I have my MT4 Professional tools, my Hawkeye trend and stops, and my trade monitoring software, which is going to be part of the bonus. And that right here plots the actual open order, the amount of the open order, and it gives a running list of where the order was entered, a red line if you currently are in a loss position, or a green line if you're in a positive or a gain position. It gives you your current stop value with the solid red line, and then it gives you, wherever it is, your current take profit point. Right there. Okay, in green. If I were to click on the Manage button, then the Manage button does the same thing, except in this case, if you look at your template list, you can see I have a trade management template. And that trade management is applied to this chart. And what this does is it searches for all of your open trades. So if I had 3 open trades, I would have 3 separate charts here. And each chart would be identified by the time frame and the instrument that I took at the time of the trade. And it automatically tracks it and monitors it for me. And at any time I want to go through and look at my list of trades, then I click on that button and I can see, boom, one click, here's my trades, this is what I currently have open, this is the workspace it was taken on, the time frame of the chart within the workspace it was taken on, the time it was, and so forth. If I want to see the specifics of that trade and when it was entered and so forth, or if I want to get out of the trade right now, then I can do that, all at the click of a button. And you can put these anywhere that you want. It's floating. And if you wiggle a window like that, Windows automatically gets rid of your screen. So you just have to remember that and not do it. Don't wiggle your window in a screen. It removes everything else on the screen. I did that earlier today too. Dave, absolutely. If there are any workspaces I have that I can share with any other users, I'll be more than glad to do that. It's set up to do that quite easily. So, Dave, absolutely will share it with you. Did you miss everything, Nor? I think you did if you just came in. But what you can do is you can go on over to MT4Professional.com/landing, find out a little bit more about what MT4 Professional is about, and start your own 50% lifetime subscription right now. You do get 15 days to evaluate it. If anytime in that 15 days you don't see that it does anything that I've showed you it does, just ask us for your money back. We'll give you your money right back. No problem. But after the 15 days, then you just hold on to the subscription for the rest of the month. At the end of the month, cancel your subscription. You won't be charged again. And you have had the privilege of being able to use MT4 Professional for an entire month for only $47. So, Nor, if you want to, you can go check it out. There are more information there if you'd like about what MT4 Professional is about. And if you did register for this webinar, after the webinar completes tomorrow, you will be sent an email with a recording of the webinar. So you will get access to the recording of this webinar following our launch weekend. There will be videos posted. There is going to be a chat room set up, so we're going to have a Skype chat room set up specifically for MT4 Professional users. That way you can share with other users, establish a user group. That way you can share with each other, you can talk to each other, and interface that way. So you'll be integrated into and involved with the Skype chat group as well. Just to clarify, I would need the 3 package to cover demo and live accounts. If they are all separate account numbers, that's correct. You have to have one separate if you want to use them at the same time. That's correct. Nico, so actually you need only the scanner open with the Forex pairs and 3 charts, and you can see all the market. Absolutely. That's exactly right. So if you just had a scanner, you had a symbol list. Now the scanner works with the symbol list. The scanner won't display unless you have a symbol list here. But any market that you have, or any one that you have defined, if I want to set up a brand new symbol list, then all I have to do is click on the configuration button, and all of these symbols that are available to me in MT4Professional come right here in MT4. So if I had any symbol that was Australian dollar delimited, I can filter it out. There are all of my Australian dollar symbols. I can very quickly go over and create an Australian dollar list. I can even add a custom symbol list if I so wanted to. Just type it in, add it to the symbol. Or if I don't want something specific in there, then I could remove it. Say I don't want any Swiss franc pairs within my list. I can just click on that and remove that symbol, and it's gone just like that. I change my mind later, I can always add it all back in again. Boom, add, and it's right back in again. Okay. Anything else if I wanted to look up any US dollar denominated pair, then here's all of my US dollar pairs. If you are trading spot markets, if you're trading spot markets like gold or futures, like the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ, if you have the symbols on your platform, you can load it up as a separate symbol list and you have access to everything right here. You can scan them, you can search for data, you can do all of that. And if you have a custom symbol list set up, you can also share it with your friends. Say that you have a symbol list that you want to get rid of. All you have to do is just hit the X button. The X button will ask you, do you want to delete the Forex Australian only Forex symbol list? So it won't just delete it. It'll ask you first and prompt you for it. If you want to create a brand new one, then just click the little plus sign. And then you can go and create from scratch a brand new workspace. The best way to do it is to take one of the pre-configured ones and modify it with the modification button there and update it and change it the way that you like it. Jenny, do you get all the indicators that you are currently showing on the screen? The fat man heat map, the volume. No, Jenny, I'm sorry. These are all the indicators I already have loaded in my MT4 platform. What you get is the MT4Professional environment and the framework that all of your indicators load in. So I hope that helped set that, identify that. See, these are all indicators that are all part of MT4, and if you have them loaded on your MT4, then that's why I'm able to display them. But all this software is part of Hawkeye. Hawkeye is sponsoring the event and the launch this week, so that's why most of you are able to see the Hawkeye software. Also, is because most of the people here are Hawkeye users. You guys get first exclusive look at the MT4Professional, and you're getting first dibs at the 50% lifetime discounts, because once they're gone, they're gone. So I move any charts to different monitors with MT4 Pro. These are not detached charts. You would have to move the entire application to a separate monitor if you wanted to have these on separate monitors. Or if you have separate space, then you can actually drag your workspace to all 4 or all 6 or all 8 of your monitors. Okay, and then with that set up like that, then you can see I have that squared up. So now you can see that my whole desktop is spread out. So if I were to redraw now, then you can see I have huge charts set up all over my entire workspace. So it spreads out. So if I wanted to take the time, and I could, then I can set up a chart that will fit within this desktop frame here, that will fit within this desktop frame up there, or this one over here, and so forth. So you got that capability right there. So it's very easy to take advantage of all of the workspace and desktops that you have. And now I just simply redraw it, and boom, it's right back the way it was. Yes, Samuel, the bonuses will be available to you this weekend, absolutely. If you want to have a separate instance of MT4 running on a separate desktop, then you will have to have installed and running a separate instance of MT4. And to do that, you'd have 2 separate MT4 instances running at the same time, if you want to have multiple monitors set up. In that case, when you remove your command, the control bar, then you can put this anywhere on your other monitors. If you want to keep all this space usable, then I can sit down and click on any symbol list or workspace that I want to from that, and not take up precious space if I wanted to minimize this out and make this as much space usable as possible. Sweet, isn't it? I will not be running teaching inside Hawkeye on this, but since I am part of that, if there are questions related to that, then I will give some guidelines within the Hawkeye users area on this. So if there are any MT4 Pro users in the Hawkeye users room, then I'll be more than glad to demonstrate or show you those. Absolutely. And for 47 bucks, it's worth a try. And if you don't like it within the first 2 weeks, just let us know. You'll get your money back right away. Or if you even keep it for the first month, 47 bucks is a great way to evaluate it and see if it actually will work for you. If the trade management tools work, the setups are working good, and so forth. So you can see the trade's still on. It's not going anywhere. It's a really bad time of day to take a trade, but you can see where you are, see whether you need to be in that trade or not, and then continue to manage that. Jenny, absolutely not. No, if and this is another Hawkeye question, but you have the Hawkeye from a long ago, but it wasn't for MT4. But would you have to purchase them all over again for MT4? Absolutely not. No, we can transfer your license over to MT4, no problem. Just send an email to support@hawkeyetraders.com. They'll be glad to transfer you over. So if you subscribe up to MT4 Pro today, you'll have all these things working over the weekend, no problem. Any additional discount if we pay 1 year in advance? We don't have that set up right now, Samuel. I'm sorry. So I'd have to say no. Thank you, Tim, for being here. Thank you very much. It does look good, doesn't it? Yeah, Martin said the same thing. He said it looks very good. I agree. I was talking with some other users earlier today, just saying that the more I use it, the more I just love it. The more I find out that it's just got more features than I ever thought I could use. So it's pretty neat. It's kind of like the first time I got my iPhone. I'd talk to my wife and just say, how sweet is this? And then she'd come home and she'd say, look what you can do with this now. And we sit down and start doing that. And then I'd come home and I'd show her what I could do with it. And we just were finding out all these nice new features that it could do. And just it's kind of like that here too. So are there any last minute questions before we get out of here? Yes, it is, Martin. It's starting to get closer and closer to TradeStation all the time. But it'd still be the same old MT4 without MT4 Pro. So there are some pretty big innovations that have come in here. The scanner linking, the chart linking, the configuration, desktop management, full sharing, the vertical line alignment, timeframe, multi-timeframe alignment, custom timeframes. It's getting close. And trade management on top of all of that. If you have notes on any screen, by clicking the watch list button, it automatically pulls up the screens that you have taken notes on. So just like the monitor and the manage buttons, it pulls up all the charts that you have taken notes on and that you have specifically saved for later on, and say you want to save these as the ones you're watching, then very quick, one click of a button, you pull all of the charts up that you have taken a note on. Say, this is a great setup. I need to watch this one. You put those on all the charts. You click this button one time, all of those specific ones come up at the same time. And then, of course, you can have a template assigned to those things, whatever the template of the notepad was on that you took it on. Okay. And to clear that, again, all you have to do is just redraw your workspace and you're right back to where you were before. No changes. MT4 just won't let you do that. It remembers your current profile and it just hoses you. You have to go and look at a backup or something if you happen to have done that on an existing workspace or a profile. Imad, I did already show how to set up custom timeframes. Once you have MT4 configured for the very first time, you click this button right here, the Custom Timeframe button, and it will go through and configure the system setup for you, give you some specific rules to do. And then once it's configured, then you can set any chart or any time frame up to be a custom time frame. And this one I already have set up. I don't have to reset it up again, and every time I use it, I don't have to click this. I only have to click this button one time, and it's already set up so that I can set any chart up to a custom time frame, and it'll automatically set that up for me. It's that easy. Absolutely, Bruno. We've already had 4 or 5 updates since we released it, and we'll continue to upgrade and improve the product as MT4 improves as well. Absolutely. Am I playing? You're very welcome. The offer expires this weekend, or as soon as the number of lifetime discounts disappear. We're going to be doing this launch the rest of the month, but this weekend is just specifically for Hawkeye traders. Last minute questions, Nikos. Randy, can I use the link with landing tomorrow because I must put money? Yes, you can, Nikos, absolutely. Because we have a webinar tomorrow also, so it's going to be fully available tomorrow too. You're very welcome. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording at this point.